Well, hey guys, how's it going? It's Destry. Welcome back to my Oregon yard. Today I'm going to be working in the front of my house, kind of in my entryway. Yeah, in my entryway. And I'm going to be dealing with a situation. Tell me if you've ever had the situation. You have a spot in your yard. For me today, it's a planter that I hate. That's right, I hate it. And today I'm going to change it up. I'm going to put some new plants and I'm going to take you along for the ride. So let's get going. Okay, friends, here it is. This is the planter that I hate. And you're thinking, well, why do you hate it? It's not that bad. But if you look closely at it, it's bad. So the story with this planter goes, I got it from this lady, and the pot itself is beautiful, right? I love it. But she already had it planted up with some stuff. And mostly what is in here is mint. So I don't use mint very much, but the problem is that it just has this powdery mildew. And no matter how many times I cut it back, the powdery mildew just continues to be a problem. It looks all right. It's right here in the front. And my plan was to plant this up with some things that are just, I don't know, just a little prettier, a little more exciting. I also got this lavender plant that same day from that same lady, and you can see it's like struggling, right? It's not looking that great. Over here, there is a caladium, which I will dig out and try to keep. And then there's some sort of herb here. I think it's like a thyme or something, but it also just doesn't do much for me. But here's what's really happening is like all this woody growth. I think that's that mint. I don't know. It's just got to go. I just don't like it. It's got to go. Conversely, in this pot, I have all perennials. So I have this beautiful creeping Jenny in the front. I've got some petunias here, and not petunias. What am I trying to say? Oh, I can't think of the name of them right now, you guys. It's early in the morning. It's like not even 9 a.m. And then these pinks, which are, they'll come back for me. And then I have, this is a camellia bush, which I also don't love. It has put on a few new leaves this season, but I don't see any buds on it at all. It was a really pretty white flowering camellia, but so far nothing this season. So anyway, that one's okay. It's okay. It's not my favorite. But this one is it's just really not doing it for me. So let me show you the plants I'm going to be putting in here instead. So I went to the nursery the other day and they're having their like 40% off sale. So here is what I'm going to be planting up instead. This is the Lawson Cypress Dwarf with an upright habit, cream colored. New growth is cream color. Look how cute that cutie is. So that's going to be my centerpiece, a little evergreen. And then on the sides, another perennial. I tried to pick mostly perennials, but so these are perennials. This is a Feather Falls Carex, and I loved like that strappy foliage of that. And the lady at the garden center said that would be a perennial for me. And then I have just a couple little airy annuals here. This is a lobelia, and it's looking okay. It was looking better at the garden center the other day, but I can spill these out the front. And then I got some patience, and they are so pretty. I love the bright color of these. It's almost like a orangey red, so I love those. And then I also got 3 of these, and these are kind of for a different spot, and I'll show you. These are the Proven Winners Super Bells Lemon Slice, and they were half off or like 40% off. So I grabbed a couple of those and then one more of the Carex. So I have 2 of the Some Patience. And I thought that would match what I already have going on up here. So in my front entry, I've got this Some Patient. I've got this one. So just to match those colors, I also have some Patience in the ground here. And so I wanted something that would kind of match what I've already got going on up here. This is what I got dug out so far. It's a bunch of mint. But I came across this giant root ball of what I think might be the cyclamen. I know cyclamen is like a rhizome. I don't know. whatever it is, it's going. And the mint is like taken over everything, and there's roots everywhere. It's a lot easier to, you know, buy a pot, put your own dirt in it, and put fresh plants in it than it is to kind of dig out something that already exists, you know? By the way, hori knife, best gardening tool for so many things, this being one of them. All right, I think that it might have been the cyclamen, like a big rhizome of cyclamen. I want to keep most of this dirt if I can, but I'm also needing to take the level of the dirt down quite a bit because it's way too close to the top. And the origin story of these pots, I'll link a video for you in the description about like how I came across these pots. I actually got them from a woman who had a business downtown in the town I live in. And she had some really nice pots out in front of her business. When she was closing out her business, she was selling like all her planters and pots. So I got a lot of things from her that day, including my banana tree, which I'll show you in a minute, which is glorious. I love it. She gave me that for free. But I did pay for this, you know, big blue pot, and it just already had plants in it. So I just took it as is. But I have been wanting to do this. Oh my gosh, look at this, you guys. Oh, I have been wanting to do this since I got this pot. And it's right in the front of my house. So every time I walk by, I'm like, I hate that pot. I hate that pot. This mint. I mean, I guess it kind of smells good, I guess, if you're walking up to my house. Oh my gosh, these roots. I know there's going to be mint that's probably still going to like pop up in here. I lost my knife. It's not a good thing. Here we go. Because there's no way I can get like all of these roots. I made the mistake once in my life of planting mint in the ground. Don't ever do that. Don't ever make that mistake. It is very invasive. And I had to pull out mint, you know, mint for years out of this certain spot. So I think I'm gonna backtrack some of this dirt. I'm gonna grab another bucket, I think, and I'm gonna just take down some of this dirt. Gotta go grab something to put it in, and then I'm gonna go grab the plants. Oh, I'm so excited to do this project, you guys. It's gonna look so good. It's gonna look so much better. Okay, so now I'm ready to start adding plants back in. I pulled out some of the dirt. So the first thing I'm gonna put in is this evergreen. And instead of putting it like smack dab in the middle of the pot, I'm actually gonna angle it back a little bit so you can see that. So I have more room in the front for underplanting. Because this is up against a wall, it doesn't really need to be like in the middle. So I'm gonna push it to the back like that. I am using some Biotone starter fertilizer. I'll link this for you. I do notice a difference when I use it. So I'm just gonna put a little in, and then I kind of zhuzh it around. And this guy is gonna be an evergreen for me. So can you imagine at Christmas how cute this is gonna look? Super excited. And you know, this evergreen interest that's perennial. I just really wanted something here that would be more in line with my aesthetic rather than a bunch of mint. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, oh yes. Okay, so I want to get it kind of straight. Good placement, good placement. And I want to make sure it's low enough. Actually, I'm gonna backtrack it a little bit. I feel like it needs to be a little bit lower. Because I want there to be room. Like there was no room in this pot that when you watered, it was all like running out the front. And I mean, we do have it on irrigation now, but still the soil level was just way too high. Okay, now that I'm looking at the camera, I want it to be straight there. Okay. It's like, I'm a ceramicist, I do pottery as well. And when you're making a teapot or a coffee cup, you gotta always look at your handle, not just from the side, but like from the top, because sometimes Anyway, it's a craftsmanship issue. Gotta make sure my tree is straight. Ah, I love it already. It's so stinking cute. Okay, so next up is gonna be my some patience. And I have two, and I have one more in a pot that I could pull out. I'm gonna kind of play around with placement here. I want this lobelia to be like spilling out. Oh yeah, I want this grass to be spilling out. Maybe this needs to be kind of like that. Kind of decide who's gonna live where. Who's gonna go where and who's gonna live where. And if I need more plants, I have a couple planters I can take apart. Kind of like that there, that there. Yeah, so white, strappy, red, white, red, strappy. Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I think I have way enough plants. I don't think I'm gonna need anything else. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get some biotone in here. That was a lot of biotone. Woo! Stinks. Ugh. Stinks so bad. Okay, that was special. Guys, I haven't done a container project, I feel like, since spring. Well, that's not true. I did a couple of containers in the back of my yard, I guess, but recently for my little woodland garden. Ooh, look at that grass roots there on that strappy grass. I keep calling it strappy grass. It's a feather falls is the official name of it, but it's so pretty. Anyway, I guess I did like a little container project in the back for my little woodland garden. I got some cool containers at TJ Maxx or one of those places. So I forgot about that. So I guess I did do that one, but I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like in the doldrums of summer and like watering my veggie garden and watering all my cut flowers, it's nice to do just like a smaller project that has a big impact, like a container. So this is called Electric Orange, Sun and Shade. I love some patience. Now you have to be a little careful. I feel like when it's over 100 degrees, they start to burn, but other than that, they do pretty well here for me in Zone 8B. Anyway, tell me how you're doing with your gardens. Are you getting kind of that summer, you know, kind of the doldrums of summer where you get kind of tired of working with your plants? Or are you still gung-ho? Or you have a little bit of summer fatigue happening? I feel like I've got a little bit of that fatigue happening. Luckily with there's quite a few roots in here, but hopefully I won't regret that decision. Luckily with our drip system we put in, the watering stress that on me for watering has been so much better. So like that's been really a huge load off the garden, like tasks and just the feeling of like having to get stuff done, knowing that everything's got drip attached to it. It's a game changer for sure. Now it was also a very expensive project and also very, you know, time consuming and, you know, it was a big project, but I'm really glad that we did it. And I can't even believe how much less stressed I feel in the garden and less fatigued with this kind of end of summer fatigue. I have been thinking a lot more about, lately about cut flowers and what flowers seem to be doing. Oh, I just got dirt all over me. What flowers seem to be really good for cut flowers and which ones maybe aren't as successful. And I feel like I've already been thinking about like what I want to grow next year and things I will grow again, things I won't. So I'm thinking about making a video about that. So let me know if you're interested in like discussing like what I think would have been good cut flowers for me. I mean, this is my second year growing cut flowers, but only my first year selling them and actually, you know, putting them in arrangement that has to stay nice and, you know, won't get wilted by the end of the day and things like that. So I'm definitely learning a lot. And it's going to change, you know, what I order next year, what kind of seeds, and kind of what my plan will be for growing cut flowers, knowing now that I'm, you know, going in the direction of trying to sell some of them in bouquets. Who knows, maybe I won't even do that next year. Maybe I won't even sell them, so it won't matter, but I think I'd like to continue doing it. Now that I have my flower stand, it makes it fun. And I know with back to school around the corner and going back to my teaching career, I'm really gonna miss that. Like waking up in the morning, the first thing I do is go out in the garden and cut flowers every day and then put them together and get them out on the flower stand. And that's like the first hour of my day with my coffee. And like, I have to say, it's been really good plant therapy, you know, just a good vibe instead of waking up, what my mom always called suiting up and showing up, right, to a job, especially teaching, which can be a stressful career. I enjoy it and I love it and I wouldn't want it any other way, but it's, you know, it can be stressful, it can be hard. And man, I keep getting dirt. Anyway, I'm rambling now, but I am making sure all the root balls are covered, and the quality of the soil is actually really good. So I'm just reusing what was here minus the roots of the mint and trying to backfill this a little bit. And I'm, you know, kind of angling the plants. I'm tucking a little bit of dirt like in the front here, but not too much. Again, I wanted to leave more of a lip. That dirt was way too high. All right, so now that I got those dead plants out of there, I'm gonna go ahead and get these pretties in the ground. Again, these are the Super Balls Lemon Slice from Proven Winners, and I did already go ahead and put some of the starter fertilizer in. But yeah, this area is very, very wet, which is not a bad problem to have. All right, Yardners, well, here is what this is looking like. I just hosed it down, so this is like an immediate after. I'm probably gonna come out a little bit later and maybe do a little bit more footage of kind of when things are dry, but here's how this is looking. I'm excited for the repeating of the reds and the yellows. And then here it is, you guys. There it is in all its glory. I mean, the before and after is pretty dramatic. It's pretty dramatic. I love the kind of blue of this like little blue spruce. Those hot, nice, you know, colors to go into fall. Those grasses, the strappy grass, it's just gonna be really pretty. And again, I think it'll look even better when it dries. It's not quite jiving with my pink dianthus over here. So I might dig those out. I might dig those out and put them in my landscape and do something else here. Or yeah, I might do that. My first thought was to keep these perennials in here, but the pink isn't really going with the color scheme up here anymore. Last year it did, but this year it's not really doing it for me, at least not right now. So I might change that out. And then yeah, everything else is looking good up here. And I'm excited to have more of these beautiful, beautiful Patience. I really love them. They've become one of my favorites. And here's that same color, but in the shade. Isn't that great? I didn't end up using anything from this pot here. And then, yeah, here's that banana tree I was talking about that I got from that same woman. Look at that. Isn't that just amazing how those new leaves I just think they're so beautiful. I'm in love with this plant this year up here. It's just really cool. Look at it from this angle. When the new foliage comes out, it's everything. I mean, does it get much better? So pretty. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, everything's looking really good up here, and it's nice to have that project done. I definitely feel like, yeah, it's nice to have it done. This bush is getting ready to bloom. Speaking of pinks and purples, It's an evergreen. I'll try to find the name of it for you. And right around this time, it blooms. This is one of the first ones my husband and I put in this landscape, as well as these two bushes, which are also evergreen and bloom with white blooms. So anyway, yes, looking so much better. I'm so happy that I don't hate this pot anymore. It's gonna be really, really good.